Well, 2020, what a year. I'm sure we'll never forget it. We started off the year in early February with a trip to Sedona, Arizona with Dr. Tony Evans. Then the lockdown happened, and we were all at home doing Zoom calls. The first thing we did was work with Jonathan Plecluta on an anxiety series in one of the sketchiest locations.
It's hard to believe that this hotel was actually a thriving bed and breakfast not 1 week ago.
Spooky.
We had to sign a waiver before we could even go in the building. There were holes in the floor, rotting walls, and dead animals. The layers of complexity in the smells here, it kind of starts here, and then you breathe it in deep, and it kind of hits the back of the throat a little bit.
It's kind of like little nuances. You slowly get used to each one. You're kind of like, ooh, that's a new one. And they just build on each other.
It smells like a snow cone made of rat urine.
Okay, so after we had been in the room for a little while, we found out that there was a dead skunk. So that's actually what the smell was.
Well, thank you for risking your lives during a pandemic.
And also tetanus.
A couple months later, we met with JP again for another series, and this time it was a little less stressful. The biggest challenge was just trying to find a good shot. How many lenses does it take to find the right shot? Sometimes you gotta go through them all. Over the summer, we sprinkled in a few testimonies, a marriage series, started constructing the set for a kids show we're producing, and then started shooting for the annual RightNow conference. Brad is such a rebel right now, not wearing a mask.
I just got him in trouble. He's like, do we have to wear masks in here? I said, let your conscience be your guide. And clearly.
Then in early September, we drove down to the honey capital of the world, Uvalde, Texas. What'd you call me?
You heard me. Okay. Uvalde.
All right, so we got to the gated entrance here, and there's supposed to be a code. We don't know the code.
We tried the RightNow media code, but evidently the James used a different code.
Jason over here diligently searching for answers.
I hope he doesn't think this is sketchy.
Jason is
Cavalry's here.
We got the code. We finally got it. We spent a couple days shooting a kind of retelling of The Prodigal Son. It was a very warm September in Texas.
It doesn't really look like it's hot, but it's hot. You just sweat and it goes nowhere.
Will was our prodigal, and he was willing to do whatever it took to get into character. We got Will walking away. He's got his money, and he's out. He says, I'm done. Done with you, Dad. I wish you were dead.
This ain't no prodigal. You know what this is? This is a guy who gets the medium, okay? He's been talking layers and symbolism all day. We don't deserve to work.
Then at the end of September, we did something that we hadn't done in quite a while.
It's 4:30 in the morning. We are about to hop on a plane to go to Nashville.
It was the first time that I had been in an airport since the lockdown, and it was weird to see it so empty. All right, so we're out here in Nashville at Christy Knockel's place, and her husband Nathan pulled out a crossbow, and all of us decided that we wanted to shoot a crossbow. So let's see how it goes. A couple weeks later, we had JD Greer fly in from North Carolina to do 2 series in 1 week.
We are here at the hills of Luella. We're shooting with JD Greer tonight, and we're bringing Christmas to a small Texas town of Sherman.
Welcome to the party.
Doing a Tex-Mex Christmas, that's all this is. It's about 90 degrees outside. Looks good.
I'm in the holiday spirit. It's a very Merry Christmas.
We brought in some guys to do some fake snow. We hung up some wreaths. We put up Christmas lights.
You know, maybe if you do just like a few more, like up here, and we can maybe bring those blue ones forward a little bit.
I'm just acting as the speaker while they frame the shot.
This is our moonlight.
Okay, this is the moment of truth. Let's see if it works. We got power.
We're gonna do a great job today.
It's all about the power of positive thinking. Right.
Yeah, that's heresy, Brad.
All right,
Here's our snow. First snowball fight of the season, guys.
Sun's going down, sun's getting real low, and we are about 30 minutes to an hour away from shooting. Got the snow in there, looks pretty good.
So then after filming the Advent series, the next day we went and shot an Easter series.
The Advent series turned out exactly how we wanted to, so we're gonna carry that philosophy over to today.
Bar set pretty high today.
Bar set pretty high.
Today we're hoping to bring the advent of a new series.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these quasar lights, they're these tube lights, and we're gonna try and mount them, maybe zip tie them to these poles, so at night it'll just kind of illuminate the room and give it kind of a cool look. We'll pump some haze in here. We're gonna backlight all the windows with some moonlight.
Then the first week of November, and it was conference week.
But that'll be the most egregious.
All right, so it's conference day here at our office. This is our eating area that we've converted into the production center here. A lot of moving parts, a lot of people involved.
Then to finish off the year, we shot with Nicole Eunice at the Majestic in downtown Dallas. They were getting ready to celebrate the 100-year anniversary of the building, and we were one of the first people to use the facility since the lockdown. We shot teaching as well as some illustrations to go with it. And that wraps up a pretty unique year. The lockdown made us have to really adapt and change some of the ways we work, but it was still a great year, and we're really thankful to be able to do what we do. We're looking forward to another great year, and we'll see you next time.